Hello and welcome back to my video channel. This 7-minute video is highlighting the dredging operation, which occurs every year around this time, sometimes mostly or usually a little bit earlier, at the mouth of the channel which leads from the Geneva State Park boating marina out into Lake Erie. And it usually requires, three pieces of equipment: a tugboat, a barge, and, well, it's actually two barges, one that to hold the sand and one to hold a shovel operator that uses a huge shovel. In this case, this is a Komatsu 600, I believe, and it reaches down into the channel and is pulling up buckets full of sand. Now the sand gets here into this channel during the winter time, when this whole channel is blocked up with ice, and then the sand gets pushed up underneath it, and it makes the channel very shallow. And so the boats that are harbored in the marina would not be able to get out to the lake if they didn't remove this this natural amount of sand that gets built up. And this varies, from year to year. And this year was a particularly cold winter with a lot of wind and waves and so on. So there was quite a bit of sand built up, and this operation had been going on for 2 days prior to this, and it looks like, from their progress that I was watching, that they were going to have another 2 or 3 days. Normally it takes them about 3 days, but it looks like this time it was going to take them a week or more to entirely clear out the channel of the sand. They usually start over on the left-hand side, which would be the west side of the channel, and work their way back and forth, and in and out of the channel until they get towards the side where the lighthouse is. I was on my bike ride. I sometimes ride my bike out from my house to the Geneva Marina, and this time I brought my Xiaomi YI Action Camera. It's basically a GoPro clone, and has a wide-angle lens on it, which is why the lighthouse that you see there looks like the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Why it's leaning to the left, and that's caused by the wide angled lens on this particular camera. I should have used one of my other ones. But what this operation includes is, as you can see now, the tugboat is powered up and is beginning to push the barge. And this is repeated. There it goes. You can see it heading out. So once the flat bottom barge with a trap door on the bottom side of it gets filled, the tugboat pushes it out, I would say a quarter to a third of a mile out to the east. And now you can also see the barge with the Komatsu shovel operator on it, backing itself up, repositioning itself so that when the barge comes back, it will have another crack at the loading up more sand. Those three tall-looking, I'll show you those. I'll talk about those later. Here comes the barge back, and you notice how much higher it's sitting in the water. So I'm not sure exactly how many tons of sand it carries at a time, but it's a considerable amount. And here it's being pushed by the tug back towards the shovel operator. And right now the shovel operator is scooping up just bucketfuls of water and washing off his deck. You can see a maintenance guy there walking around on the deck of the shovel operator's barge, and he's getting ready to tie off with some heavy lines. Now the shovel operator is using the shovel to slow down the barge and and bring it up close right next to his barge. So, and now the guy that you saw walking around there he goes. He's got these big, thick ropes that are like, you know, two inches in diameter, with loops on them, and he puts them around some posts that are on the you know, on both boats to more or less tie them together. And as soon as he gets it all secured and everything like that, he goes back to dipping into the water and dumping sand back into that flat bottom barge. And what it does, once it gets in position where it's going to dump it, the bottom opens up and it just dumps all that stuff almost instantly, and then heads on back. Those tall things that you see standing up, they go up and down, and they more or less anchor the shovel operator's barge in position while he swings his shovel back and forth. While I was out here, I just turned around, and you can see there, you know, the channel that goes back into the marina, and there's my bike sitting on the path that's that I took on the way out here. It was a fairly nice day, a little bit breezy, probably a little bit too breezy to have flown a mile out this way from my previous location. But again, you know, this project is going to be some time in finishing for them to clear out the channel. If you look back through my video list, you'll see another video that I shot with a drone that shows this from an aerial view. Anyways, again, thanks for stopping by. Leave a comment and come back again soon. We'll have another video up in short order.